Hey everyone, we're here with another test. We're doing full self-driving beta V11.4.9, and we have a new update which I looked in the release notes. It's just a minor bug fix issue, so I'm going to walk over a few things and then obviously the same test procedures and whatnot, and we've done this test over and over again, so it's the same test, the same route, and everything like that. So we're going to try this a bit differently, where we actually do clips instead of doing the entire video, because I think some people prefer seeing the actual clips that it does something wrong or it does something really well. So let's go ahead and do this. We can see in the top left corner here, we are good to go and start. So it already started with a turn signal on, which I guess is fine. I'm not turning into that driveway, but let's get it going. And it has snowed and it's currently like -10 outside. So we'll see how this does. It's also midnight, so there's not gonna be really any cars on the road. Again, testing procedures. I will keep my hands on the wheel, mainly because if it's going to crash, I'm responsible for that, and let's make it clear to everybody that Tesla is not responsible, even though they rolled out the software, and they probably should take some responsibility for all the really crappy marketing that they've done. Some things to note is that the road is very, very white-ish, if you will, and some of the lane lines and markers and what have you are quite difficult to see. So here comes a fork up in the road. We'll see how it handles this. Alright, staying on the right side, we eventually have to make a left turn up here, so we'll see what it does here and how quickly it ends up merging. Okay, it merges on the turn, which is interesting. If cars are by you, it may act differently, but this is just it driving by itself with relatively no cars on the road. Other things is when the upturn here, this is wide. Now it's trying to clean the windshields. That's the other thing that's annoying with this, is when autopilot or anything like that, because all of it is used via the cameras now, it requires it to automatically turn on the windshield wipers, even if it's not raining outside. Okay. Dodge Challenger. Complex left turn here. No cars coming. Pitch black. Wheels going a bit crazy, but overall handled that fairly well. Autopilot currently unavailable. Full self-driving degraded. One or more of the side cameras are occluded. Not sure why that's the case. Pretty sure all the cameras are clean, but either way, that's also an issue. You can... going slower. Okay, right turn here. Alright, stopping for the traffic lights. I'm gonna push it forward. It's not all the way in the right lane, and the light's changing, so I'm just gonna push it forward here with the accelerator, because it should go through this. Okay, this is really bad here because it's going all the way into the left lane. It's supposed to stay in the right lane and then merge left, merge left. Oh, it's doing this incorrectly again here. We're actually not making a left here, we're making a left up there, so now it's trying to get back into the right lane. And that's still really bad. That did that the last version as well. and that's still an issue, and that's again navigation not talking to the full self-driving computer, and it's saying, hey, I'm not making a left here at this turn right in here, but we're actually making a left at this light here, so clearly there's some things not speaking to each other, so that's a huge issue there. Green light here. There is technically a middle lane line, but I can't actually really see it well in this weather currently, or with the roads covered in a very light gray color, so some of that is obstructed. Alright, making a right turn. Waited for that car to pass us. Interesting. That was pretty smooth, and it did merge when it was supposed to. Okay, making a right turn here at the light. Slowing down quite a bit. It sees the snow and it's not going over it, so that's good. Pretty decent left or right turn. Not much to complain about there. It was a little bit wide, but it was still okay. Got some deer up here. Alright, left turn at the stop sign. Now watch, Ma. No hands. Pretty close to a full stop, but it's kind of abrupt. It like slams on the accelerator. It did go over some of the lines that split the middle of the left lane and this right lane, so not the best left turn, but it was able to do it. Alright, coming up to a roundabout, and we'll see how it handles this. Slowing down. See how it handles this. No problems. Again, when there's other cars on the road, there seem to be a lot more issues in that case, but it handled that well. It's slowing down fairly early, but that's okay. I'd rather have it slow down a bit early. Okay, we're in the middle, into the left lane here, so that was really bad. And we'll see how it handles this here. Previous versions, you've been able to see a split in the road here where it's discerning the difference between the left lane and the right lane, which is good in a neighborhood road. You can see the speed limit is 20 currently, and the max is 23. We're currently going at 23 and driving in the middle of the road. So I would call this not good in terms of splitting the road, but some people drive like this. I think I wouldn't, and I would say this is not great, and I'm gonna turn down the speed here because the road conditions are getting not so great in this neighborhood, so don't want to have it randomly crash. Okay, again, I'm in the middle of the road, so it's not doing a good job. Driving in the middle of the road in a 2-lane neighborhood road should be in the right lane. So you can see here how it's showing the split. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at the road. Back to 15 because of the road here again. There's some ice on it, so. Alright, and coming up to the first end portion of it, going back the correct way now, and then we'll engage it again. Turn the speed down a bit because I'm paying attention to the road. Relax. It engaged the left turn signal. I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that. And going around the roundabout, there's a tree and there's some slippage there, so it got out of full self-driving. Now it's suddenly 25 miles an hour. Trying to keep the speed down. So doing some drifty drifts on the full self-driving. Again, I'm not sure, like, I think because my hand was on the wheel, it disengaged it, so I'm curious to see if it determines that there's no traction, if it'll just automatically disengage, which would be interesting. Probably something Nitsa would love to know about. Left turn. Stopping at the stop sign. And should move up for some visibility. No cars. Oh, there's a car coming. Oh, it's gonna go anyways. Okay. Alright, that wasn't that bad. The car wasn't coming super fast, but seeing the car as I did, I would have probably slowed down and let it go. Alright, roundabouts. Okay. No issues here. Good. Handled that well. I've seen that handle that very, very poorly in the case where there was an oncoming car coming and it stopped for it, even though we're in the roundabout, so the other cars yield to you when you're in the roundabout, but it just didn't yield. Like, it yielded to another car that it thought was going. So that was definitely an issue there. Alright, slowing down for the stop sign, making a right turn, and seeing how it does. Stopping pretty aggressively there. Okay. Then random. Oh, okay. It was hesitating a bit there. I'm not sure why. It really wasn't anything. There's no cars. The gate's closed over there. Obviously, it really doesn't take into consideration like the fact that the gate was closed. All right, making a left turn, getting into the left lane. Okay, it's handled this a multitude of different ways. Previously, it has gotten into the lane earlier and then made the left turn, but it didn't handle that very poorly or anything like that. Left turn here at the light. Again, running over the middle, and it was going over the actual double yellows in the middle, so that wasn't great. But there wasn't a car there, so I suppose you can say it handled that fine. Merging to the right here. Good to go. Not sure why it's saying full self-driving may be downgraded, one or more of the cameras occluded. There's not really any issues with any of the cameras, and that message just randomly turned off. Okay, the right turn here, merge fairly aggressively. Alright, merging again, pretty aggressively again. And then let's see if this actually goes through this green light here. Alright, hands off, nothing is going through it. Oh, and it's going, oop, okay. What is it doing? Alright. That was not good. It was hesitating, like it didn't know what lane to be in, so that was not good. And again, I've reported this back a bunch of times, so I don't think it really matters. Doesn't seem like Tesla's really listening to anything that I'm saying. Left turn here. Again, I'm not fully in the left lane. There's a bit more room that I can be in to center a bit. I say this mainly because there could be cars on the right side that end up clipping me and different things like that. Green light, left turn. Good. Alright, it's gotta merge into the right lane. I'm currently in the left turn lane, so that was not great. Now it's merging into the right lane. Again, it's a bit hairy now because there's snow on the ground and there's like some of the lane is like actually like snowed on, so it's kind of difficult to see. So this is almost like the path made by plows, and there's a bit of ice on the road as well, so I'm gonna need to be pretty careful here to make sure that full self-driving doesn't just randomly go over ice and then drive me into the wall. Let's see if it phantom turn signals on this and stops at the stops at the crosswalks randomly. Oh, now we're in the ice. Oop, oh, it randomly hard braked and then hard accelerated. You can see it up there. Not sure why it keeps doing that. It's really odd why it does that. Alright, and a right turn to finish up. And conclusion time. Again, I'm sticking with, like, it's not getting any better, really. It's still C minus. Like, you're passing, but you run into a lot of scenarios where, like, if I can still drive better than you, you're still not really any use to me. Now, you can say a multitude of different things, like if I'm fatigued or something like that, or, you know, drunk or something like that. It's randomly braking here. I think it's, the algorithm is telling it to slow down at railroad tracks, and, like, depending on which railroad track, sometimes you do slow down, sometimes you don't. But in general, still not great. It's 2024. Elon said again that, hey, we're going to be ready with full self-driving. Again, it's still not ready. Still in beta phase, still in very, very much a beta phase. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.